Hey everybody, I'm Drew. Welcome back to the channel. My niece often reminds me that she does not have birthdays. She has birthday weeks. Well, on Monday, November 11th, we celebrated Veterans Day. And like last year, I'm going to make it Veterans Week. So I thought we'd take a look at some of the men that were on the 1953 top set that served in the military. First up, Ewell Blackwell. He was drafted into the Army in 1943, and he served in Patton's Third Army at the end of the war. He was a mess sergeant. He never thought he'd be a cook, given that he had some experience in manufacturing. All right, I'll put him up here. Next up, we have Clyde Volmer. Clyde Volmer, in October of 1942, joined the United States Army. He served 3 years during World War II. Get him next to Ewell Blackwell. Next up is Bob Kennedy. And Bob Kennedy in 1942 became part of the United States Navy, but he did move to the United States Marine Corps and served from 1943 to 1945. He was a fighter pilot and a flight instructor. In fact, he trained Ted Williams. In 1952, he was recalled during the Korean War. So he's one of the few players, and there are a handful, that served during World War II and the Korean War. Irv Noren. He had joined the United States Army in March of 1943 and was discharged in 1946. Interestingly, he hurt his knee during basic training, which required surgery. I'll put him there in the middle. And then we have Hall of Famer Eddie Mathews, one of the greatest third basemen of all time. He served during the Korean War in 1950, but was discharged just after a few months due to a family hardship. And then we have Jim Hearn, and he served in the United States Army from 1943 to 1945. He was stationed in the Philippines with the Coast Artillery. And the last card we have here is Johnny Lippin. He served in the United States Navy during World War II as part of the Pacific Theater of Operations and was an aviation machinist mate, third class. Lippin set a record during training for accuracy using a .30 caliber machine gun while firing at a moving target. I thought that was amazing. He spent over 3 years in service. When you look at these 7 men, I hope you see more than just ball players who wore a glove and a hat to work. I hope you see men who put their professional careers on hold to serve our country and to protect those ideals such as freedom. So not just this week, not just this month, but anytime you have an opportunity to thank a veteran, please consider doing so. So thank you, Ewell Blackwell, Clyde Volmer, Bob Kennedy, Irv Noren, Eddie Mathews, Jim Hearn, and Johnny Lippin. Thank you for your service. Today, you're not looking at baseball players. You're looking at heroes. Keep growing your collection, card farmers.